Hello, my name is Ed Castro, and this is my mass communication presentation. Topic I selected was media effects on society. My research question is the decline of face-to-face interaction an inheritance of social media? Social media has changed how we communicate with a plethora of unforeseen secondary effects such as anxiety, isolation, depression, and lack of self-worth. Now, instead of calling someone and having a conversation, we send them text messages filled with LOLs, TTYLs, or just send them a DM, with a bunch of emojis. Well, what does that translate to? How is that affecting our communication skills? How is it affecting the people around us? What happens to our social skills? What if you have a presentation that's due, but you're the shy type or an introvert? But in reality, you've never talked openly in front of people, no social skills, or you lack the ability of communication and speaking openly in public. Let me give you an example. Have you ever been with friends, with a bunch of friends, you go out, you see a bunch of people, everybody's on their phone, or you look around, and everybody's, texting away, scrolling through social media, or even at the dinner table at home, you sit down for dinner and everybody's got a phone in their hand. This is what I'm talking about. Today I'd like to talk about the decline of face-to-face interaction and the failure to communicate with apps like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, just to name a few. It's really limited our ability to communicate. We'd much rather sit on our phones, curious of what's going on in social media, instead of having heartfelt conversation with a friend, or taking your kids to a park, taking your dog out for a walk, whatever it may be. How has social media and the lack of communication affected dating? I remember a time when you would try to muster up the courage to, ask someone out or ask for their phone number. Then you'd invite them out for coffee, a movie, or so on. And there was a connection, there's a connection from the beginning. Now we send DMs, swipe right, swipe left, whatever it may be. And maybe you get a reply, maybe you don't, And if they reply, what's the response? What's your response, You want to come over? Instant gratification, right? After that, it's, where's the communication there? What does that translate to in terms of a long-lasting relationship? In a recent TED Talk with Kristen Gallucci, I believe her name was, she mentions how the need for social media is greater than the need for sex. You're telling me you'd rather lay on opposite sides of the bed, scrolling through Instagram, rather than intercourse. That's where we're at as a society, due to social media and the lack of communication. There's been a fundamental shift in how we communicate, and we're just starting to see the long-term effects. I myself am a victim of this crime. My youngest son, who lives in Minneapolis with his mom, never calls, replies to my texts. I have to call his mother to pass him the phone, and only then am I able to talk to him. Why? Because he's playing video games, another form of social media. He gets home straight to his room. Humans are social creatures, and emotional intelligence is one of the humanity's core traits. Think about this. In prison, they call it solitary confinement. It's a punishment, and we're doing this to ourselves voluntarily. COVID-19 solidified our isolation. Now everyone wants to work from home. Where's the communication? No talking about, the game this past weekend, BSing with your coworkers. Now you want to wake up and walk straight to your desk. The whole reason I'm in college now is because I told my coworker that I was thinking about enrolling in college, and he said, "Hey, that's a great idea. Why don't you go to Alamo College? My wife attends that college. It's local. It's a good school." Not only did I enroll, but he enrolled too. In conclusion, we need to communicate. We need to communicate with each other. Encourage your friends, encourage your family, children, to go out and make friends, have a conversation with somebody. Talk about this with your significant other if you feel like it might be posing a problem in your relationship. You know, hey, I don't like how much time you're spending on your phone. You know, can we, maybe talk about it, or maybe limit our time on social media? You know, limit your time. No phones at the dinner table. At the dinner table, talk to a friend. Take them out for coffee. Share your thoughts with them. Communicate. Thank you for watching. This concludes my presentation.